Hello, welcome back to another Contemplative Living. I'm excited this week because the topic we're going to talk about is something that's very near and dear to my heart because I've been practicing or trying to practice this since my near-death experience. And, sometimes better than other times. So the topic today is being natural. Being natural. And so many times, it's tough. It's tough just being yourself. But a long time ago, early on in my spiritual journey, Spirit said to me, take a moment to breathe and relax. Observe the flow of being natural. And so that's kind of the theme we're going to go with today. So let's get to it.
Welcome. Now creating a life of peace. This is Contemplative Living with David Bennett. Contemplations and reflections to help with spiritual living. This podcast is made possible by dharmatalks.com.
All right, so we're talking about being natural. It's one of those journeys that can take us quite a while because, our world tries to tell us we have to be a certain way or have to look a certain way or we have to, conform to societal norms. That's a silly notion, actually, when we just really need to just be ourselves, be our natural selves. So, to begin with, let's stop chasing each thought that comes at us. There was a Buddhist lesson, and this teacher once told a student, stop behaving like a dog. Behave like a lion. And the student was confused, like, what does that mean? And the teacher told him, well, if you throw a stone at a dog, what does he do? And the student replied, well, he chases the stone. The teacher said, exactly that. You're chasing your thoughts. You're not going anywhere. You're just chasing your thoughts. Instead, behave like a lion. When you throw a rock at a lion, what does he do? The student said, well, he looks at you. He's going to chase you. Exactly, said the teacher. No more stones. So let's be more involved in our lives. Let's stop chasing these thoughts and let's start being in our lives and being fully in our lives. So how do we do that? Well, the best way that I've found is to let go. Be natural, be spontaneous. The words are simple, but they hold incredible power. When it comes to embracing our true selves and living authentically, in this world where conformity often reigns, the act of letting go can actually be revolutionary. Yeah. Being natural is about shedding the masks, those masks that we wear in our daily lives. The ones that hide our vulnerabilities, hide our fears. It's about giving ourselves permission to be imperfect, to make mistakes, and to learn from them without judgment, without self-criticism. We're our own worst critics. And when we embrace our authenticity, something beautiful happens. We become free from the pressure to fit into those molds and to living up to unrealistic standards. Instead, we allow ourselves to have room for growth and exploration and self-discovery. Spontaneity adds another layer of richness in our journeys. And by relinquishing control over every aspect, we open ourselves up to new experiences, unexpected joys, serendipitous encounters. Doesn't that sound exciting? And we invite adventure into our existence as if painting on a blank canvas with vibrant colors. We get to squeeze all the juice out of life. That's where we want to go. That's the direction that we want to head in. So, accord with your nature. Unite with your flow. When we can be spontaneous, when we can let go, when we can act authentically and be natural, that's when we connect with our flow. And when we feel that, and things spontaneously begin to happen in our lives, then we know that the universe, that's proof that the universe is actually conspiring to help us in our quest to be natural, to be fully present in our lives. But being natural doesn't mean neglecting everything. No. A lot of times we think that that being distant is neglecting everything, but it's not. When we think about embracing our natural self, it often conjures up images of bare feet on pristine grass and flowing hair and that ideal image that the world wants us all to believe is out there for each and every one of us. But being natural goes beyond just the physical appearance. It shows how to get moving. We're not neglecting anything. We're going to get moving. And it means nurturing our minds. We seek knowledge. We want intellectual growth. Allowing ideas to flourish organically. It means preserving emotional well-being and acknowledging vulnerabilities as a strength rather than suppressing genuine emotions behind masks. Why would we want to do that? So, avoid trying to control your mind and allow yourself to slip into stillness. Stillness is one of the keys. The more you try to control your mind, the more stray thoughts will take you away from yourself. Our mind is an amazing thing with trillions of synapses that are firing all the time. And so it's natural for our mind to want to slip into, and create these ideas. But we want to just hold them lightly because thoughts are like sand in our hands and it slowly will slip through our fingers. We want to realize that our active minds are definitely something powerful that we can use when we need that analytical thinking. But when it comes to our life's journey, we want to be in our true nature. We want to be connected to our higher consciousness and listen through our hearts and allow ourselves to work that way. Because we want to be gently aware, be very gently aware, and turning inward to observe. We often forget to listen to the whispers within our being. We have a higher level of consciousness that's available to us. And we're so consumed with the external noise that we become disconnected from our true nature. And that's disquieting. But what if we could find solace? What if we could find peace in this turbulent world? What if amidst all the chaos and clamor, there exists a quiet sanctuary, a sanctuary within us waiting for us? Turning inward is not escape. It's actually an act of courage. It requires us to confront ourselves head on, embracing both light and shadow with equal acceptance. It draws us towards self-reflection, urging us to peel away layers of conditioning, and peel those layers away until we reveal our authentic self. Being gentle with this process is necessary. It's essential. It's like tenderly cradling a fragile flower bud as it unfolds into its full glory. As we embark on our journeys, especially those journeys within, let's be kind and patient observers of our thoughts. Be kind with our emotions and the sensations rather than being judges. When we're judges, we tend to be harsh with ourselves. We tend to be critical, and that's not what we want. Be authentically yourself, yet don't cling to anything. I've already mentioned that many times those thoughts are like sand in our hands, and they slip through our fingers. But when we're being authentic, that's okay, because we're going to have random thoughts. We're going to have those thoughts come, and sometimes those thoughts might be inspirational, and we might follow along, and that's a good thing. But a lot of times those thoughts are just random thoughts. A cigar is sometimes just a cigar. And we don't always have to rely on everything that crosses our mind. Because a lot of times our thoughts, many times they're very powerful, they're empowering, they're inspirational, and other times they're like, what is that thought? Where did that come from? That's not me. Well, you let those go. Those are the ones that you allow them to just dissolve away, because they're not really from your true nature. They're just your mind has triggered on something that's happening in your circumstances. Those are the ones that we want to just let go. Because when we're caught up in the circumstances, then we're not allowing ourselves to interact truly as we are, because we're suddenly caught up in the mob mind. We're being carried along. We're not being authentic. We're not empowering our world. We're just being carried along with the circumstances. We get too tied up in it. So we got to let those thoughts go and focus on the empowering and focus on what's really, really, truly matters to each and every one of us. I hope that you're able to find that stillness that leads you to your true nature, and that you can bring that natural feeling into your life. I hope you find this helpful. If you do, there's links to many of the programs on my website, and also there's a link to a donation to help us keep the podcast going. But I hope you have a wondrous week. Namaste.
Thank you for listening today to Contemplative Living with David Bennett. Please be sure to subscribe, listen, and share with your friends wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and the Podbean app. You can find the links to these on David's website, dharmatalks.com, on the Contemplative Living page. Have a blessed week.